Shalom, we the Hebrew Israelites come out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of America and the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven. First and foremost, I want to say, Kal Halayim, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Backyard, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. It's always an honor and privilege to continue to do this work. You know, as you can see what type of day we're in, man. You know, you got to be able to discern the times, man. One thing Yahweh said, you not quoting verbatim, you could tell the difference between when it's going to be rain or so on and so forth by looking at the skies or whatever. You should be able to tell when the Son of Man is going to return to the earth, man, which he made, you know. But as customary, I want to start off with this scripture because it's important that people read, man. You know, a lot of people have this notion that they're woke, you know, that they have the knowledge, and they mix all these different doctrines together, man. They mix their emotions together, you know, which is going to be the ultimate end, man. You know, because the Most High is only dealing with his doctrine. He's not dealing with these different doctrines that are man-made, that a lot of you people, especially you Israelites on certain social media platforms, as Facebook, man. You know, you people are lost, man, because it wasn't given to you, man. It was only given to those that are deemed the elect, man, that have a fighting chance, that have the right doctrine, man. You know, but the main thing is to read, man. And knowing that you need to read, you also need teachers to teach you. You know, this is Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. It says, "Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy." So it's blessed. This is a blessed thing when you read, man, and you hear the word of these prophecies, man. And then to prophesy is to say something before it happens. Back in the ancient world, they call them seers, man. You know, so those two different words are interchangeable with each other, man. You know, back then you had seers, just like back then the Israelites were called the sons of God, which that concept goes over a lot of people's heads, man. They think angels came down to earth and actually had sex or intercourse with the daughters of men, which that's that whole sci-fi, I want to say, theme or whatever that these people come up with, man. You know, it says, "And keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand." You know, so you got to keep the sayings of this book, man. Why is that? Because the time is at hand, man. The time is at hand to get right. The time is at hand to put your best foot forward, man. You know, to the best of your ability. Because we don't know our latter end, man. We don't know things of tomorrow. You know, we just got to keep constantly praying, and our spirit prays for us. It makes intercession for us, groanings for us, to the Heavenly Father and His Son, man, to forgive us, to direct our path straight, you know, because these are going to be perilous times. These are going to be dangerous times, man. You know, even in this city, in California, which is hard hit by the so-called COVID, you know, or the coronavirus, you know, they have a mandate in which everybody has to wear a mask, man, you know, to prevent the spread of this virus, which, you know, I even know people that contracted this shit, man. You know, so it's real, man. The Most High is putting his foot down, so to speak, man. But by saying that, we got to put on even more so the full armor of the Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and that's directed to me first and foremost, you know. This is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahushai and in the power of his might." So we got to be strong in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. That's our Savior, you know. That's the one that's going to deliver us from this nightmare scenario that we find ourselves in as a whole nation, man. Which our nation is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. That's why you got these niggas, which I'm not even calling Israelites, because 2/3 of the nation of Israel are nothing but niggas, man. You got these niggas that feel that all Israelite is going to be looking like Negroes, man, which is not according to the scriptures. You know, you even have Israelites that live in the land of Israel, you know, that might look like Amalekites. You know, you have Israelites that live in Chinese or China that just might look like Moabites, or Japan that just might look like Ammonites, man. You know, they're going to come from four corners of the earth, man. You know, but you got these niggas that will shut the door of salvation to a lot of nations, man. You know? This is Colossians chapter 1, verse 11. It says, strengthened with all might according to his glorious power, unto all patience and long suffering with joyfulness. You know? Giving thanks unto the Father, which hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light, man. What's the light, man? It's this knowledge, man. You know? So it's a very precious thing for us to even have this truth, man. To even know the mysteries, to know the dark synthesis, man, to go in different languages, to know that we need to go into different languages and break down the etymology of words so we can have a full understanding and the fullness of this sound doctrine, man. Which you got a lot of people that are tossed to and fro with the rudiments of this sorcery that's going on, man, to lead the people astray. Which a part of that is the curse of David, man. When Yahweh Shem Yahshua put the spirit on David to curse 2/3 of the nation of Israel, so they couldn't come to the fullness of the truth, man, because they rejected knowledge, man, and also they rejected the Messiah in their past lives, man. You know, which is going to lead ultimately to their destruction. You know. It says, who have delivered us from the power of darkness. Yeah, so Yahweh Shem Yahshua, through his mercy, has delivered us from the power of darkness, man. And when you look at this world, it's filled with nothing but darkness, man. You know, every turn you make, you're at the position of death, man. You know, even more so now, man. You know, these people are contracting a virus. You say what? Yeah, that's right. These people are contracting a virus, which really is from the Most High, man. It's from the Yahweh Shem Yahshua, the COVID, man. You know? People are dying. You got over 120,000 deaths, man, and it's not even the second wave yet, man. So the Most High is smiting Egypt with plagues as before, man. You know? You got different elements that are sprouting up that is going to be prevalent in the day of the Lord, man. You got whether they be agent provocateurs or people set up on the left-hand side to stir conflict. You even got Negroes out there toting guns, you know, marching. You got Edomites out there that are threatening to kill black people, kill Israelites, man. You also got the aspects of a so-called civil war, man. Because little do you know, there's a lot of Jakes out there that are preparing, and there's a lot of Edomites that are preparing for chaos, man. Where you're going to have certain skirmishes, you're going to have certain battles, man, which the Most High is putting a spirit out there today for it to be acceptable to kill Israelites, man. But really, they're niggas, man. 2/3 of the nation of Israel are niggas, man. They want to be black. They want to be African Americans. You know, they want to be Kemet. They want to be Moors, man. They want to be all these things except who they really are, man. And that's the darkness in which they're consumed by, man. That gross darkness. This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is risen upon thee. So there goes that light again, man. You know, so now you see the nation of Israel, the Most High standing up. They're standing up in their lots, man. You know, they're partakers in what would I call it? I'll just say they're partakers in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, man, bringing out this word in the four corners of the earth, man. You know, teaching our people that they are more than what society has made them to be, man. They're more than just so-called Mexicans. They're more than the so-called Native Americans. They're more than the so-called Negroes, man. You know, they're the children of the Most High. They're the sons of God, man. They're the Israelites, the princes of the power, man. You know, but continuing, it says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Yeah, so that's why you got the vibration of wickedness that's all throughout this world, man, because it's the gross darkness. That's why people believe in lies, man. They don't want to be prophesied onto concerning smooth things, man. They want to be told lies, man. That's what this place is all about. It's telling you a lie. They don't tell you the truth. Even when you go into grammar school, it's all about so-called Edomite supremacy, man. You know, to keep you down, to keep you at an inferior state, knowing that you are more than what they make you out to be, man. And the Most High is going to be like a change in places, man. And they don't want you to read the scriptures, because the scriptures is a history book. You know, it's about the people that are in this society that are at the bottom of it, man. You know, that's why you got the saying, the first shall be last and the last shall be first, man. But real quick, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, so like in chapter 10. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. Well, let me start up, because I'm going to show you it goes into the climate of what this society really is, man. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity. Yeah, so folly is set in great dignity in this society, man. You know, these people thrive off being seduced by entertainment, man. That's what they're all about, to be entertained, to be distracted, because that's what entertainment is, to distract you, man. You know, you got people that dedicate their lives just to talk on podcasts dealing with, what, the Dallas Cowboys or any other sports team, man. And that's what their whole life evolves around, man. Around entertainment. You got certain people that were just born to be gladiators on the gridiron or in these coliseums, man. Which is that same spirit of the whole Greek-Roman or Greco-Roman empire coming back, man. You know, which it talks about that in the book of Maccabees, man. You know, why? Because they want to entertain people. They want to entertain from them devaluing the I believe it's called the dinar, man. You know, which was a Roman currency. Just like they want to entertain you and distract you from the fact that the economy is in a global financial collapse, you know? And that's the reason why you're paying more at the grocery store. That's the reason why you're paying more for necessities, man. That's why you're paying more, because the dollar is devalued. It's going into hyperinflation, so it's going to take more of your purchasing power to purchase little things, man, than it once did, man, because the world powers are moving away from the usage of the dollar being the reserve currency, man. Which this is a sign of a fallen empire, man. You see, one thing that Americans don't get in their head, man, is that all empires have fallen, man. You know, the Greek Empire fell, the Roman Empire fell, the Egyptian Empire fell, man. You know, the beast concerning Europe and the Roman Empire's allies, they fell, but came back, man, as it speaks about in the book of Revelation, man. You know, so it makes America no different. America, it has its time to rule, you know, and it's going to have its time, which we're in its decline and its destruction, man, just like all empires. It says, in the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So what it's saying is that those that are sitting on top of the horses, which a horse represents power, those that are in power are supposed to be servants, man. And those that are walking as servants, which if you're walking, you know, and another man is on top of a horse, then those that are walking are in servitude, man. Just as they had us in slavery, man. As we're in a place of drawing waters. To draw water, when you go into the scriptures, it means to be in servitude, to be in slavery, man. And this is the place, America, in which we're going to rehearse the righteous acts, man, of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, man, to the best of our ability, man. You know, because it can't be anything else than the best of our ability, because we weren't made to be perfect, man. We weren't made to be perfect on this side, man. You know, only one that has the glory of being perfect is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, man. You know?
You are a very beautiful man. I love King James Bibles and all Bibles. And I think you have a beautiful life of principle of I too.
This is Judges chapter 5 verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water. Now the noise of archers are dealing with the thermonuclear missiles, man. Because everybody knows that there's going to be what they call a judgment day. They talk about World War III, which in the Bible it mentions them as being woes or a time of great destruction, man. Places of drawing water means slavery, man. You know, which America is known for slavery, man. Which is trying to delete that history because that's a stain on its for lack of better words, character, man. It says, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua go down to the gate. You know? So going back to Isaiah chapter 60 verse 2 says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thy eyes round about and see. All they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. So our sons shall come from far, man. You know, because as the scriptures say, we're scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. That's why you gotta question these niggas, man. You gotta question these niggas that say, oh, all Israelites are gonna come looking like not Jake, but Negroes, African Americans. Or you gotta question these niggas that say that it's only about the Old Testament, that the Messiah is not preached, which that makes them anti-Messiah. Because in two places in the scriptures, Psalms the 40th chapter, and if I'm not mistaken, Isaiah not Isaiah, but Hebrews the 4th chapter, I want to say the 7th verse, it says that he comes in the volume of the book, man. You know? And it mentions him all throughout the Old Testament, which that just shows you that you can't believe every single person that claims to be an Israelite, that claims to have this knowledge. You got to try the spirits by the spirits. And what is the spirit? It's these scriptures. It's the Holy Bible, man. But going to Isaiah chapter... This is Isaiah chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, as the waters cover the sea. Yeah, man. And you don't have that right now, man. Only thing you have here in America, or in this world in particular, is death and destruction, man. You got the majority of this planet on lockdown because of a man-made virus, man. The reason why I say man-made, because it has a patent, man. And now they're saying that there's mutations, so you got a COVID-1 and you got a COVID-2, man. COVID-1 coming from China, and COVID-2 is a European-based strand, man. Which you're gonna have more mutations. You're gonna have more mutations of the SARS. You're gonna have more mutations of swine flu. You're gonna have animal and human damn, what's the word? I'll get, for lack of better words, transfer of the virus, you know, which you're going to be able to contract certain diseases from the animals and vice versa, man. You know, you're going to have more, if I ain't saying already, bird flus, you know, and this is not even flu season yet, man. Here it is, you got a spike in certain cases, and it's almost the dead of summer, man. You know? And these people are frantic and locking things down even further because this is nothing that they can control, man. And on top of that, it's election year, man. You know? Continuing, it says, and in that day, there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And the Gentiles is talking about these Israelite foreigners, man. Israelites that are scattered among all nations. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Yeah, so Judah was dispersed in the four corners of the earth, which coincides with the curses of Leviticus, man. That the Most High was going to scatter us throughout all nations. We were going to be chased, you know? And that's exactly what happened for disobeying his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. You know, showing you his power, man. Showing you that this is a deity, this is a power that doesn't play around, man. Now you got certain people that's out, certain spirits that are in the world that acknowledge the fact that the Most High is pissed, man. That the Most High is furious, man. And he's going to bring that fury with thermonuclear fire. He's going to burn this earth with fire, man. That's the second death. The first death, he flooded the earth with water, man. The same things that you see going on right now was the same things that were going on back then, man, because it's the same spirits that are coming back into their lot, man. The same different personalities, man. You know? But now time is just more modernized, man. Which the Most High already had the insight. He already written the things that were going to happen in these times. Everything is of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. His power is even in these movies. He has to put the thought in a man to even make certain movies, man. Showing you that the Most High has no limitations. Everything that we have seen on this world, in this world, can be done, man. You know? Just like in the kingdom of heaven, there's things that we haven't even seen before in which the Most High has in store, man. You know, so there's no limit to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's power, man. You know? Verse 12, it says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim, which is the so-called Puerto Ricans, the Taino Indians, they're the head tribe of the northern kingdom, man, which the kingdom was split. But in these times, the northern and the southern kingdom are going to be put on one stick. They're going to be brought back together, man. You know, as one powerful nation, man. 12 powerful nations combined, man, making the children of Israel the sons of God, man. That's what these other nations fear, man. And you hear accounts all throughout the scriptures of a fear in which these other nations have if Israel all came together and worshiped Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in truth and sincerity on one accord, man. That's why they want to put a cap on the Israelites, man. They don't want us out here preaching the word. That's why they set up different agents to distort, to deceive, man, to come up with these false doctrines. You know, you still got individuals that believe that the earth is flat, man. But when you go into the scriptures and you study words, you just don't read the English, but you go into these different languages in which the Bible was translated from, you understand that the Most High made a circle of the earth, man. You know? The Most High deals with shapes. The Most High deals with 4D. The Most High deals with dimensions, man. So you got these individuals that believe, oh, it's just a flat earth, and the earth has a dome over it, man. But if that's the case, you'll be able to see with a telescope China from here. You'll be able to see Australia from here, man. You know, which those are all in the Pacific Ocean. You know, but you can't because the curvature of the earth prevents that, man. You know, that's the reason why you could break down certain things like the missiles falling like a fig from a fig tree as in an arcing angel, because those missiles have to arc to cover to circumnavigate the globe, man, the earth, to fall on their targets, man. But you got individuals that put all this different lies and deceptions, attempting to deceive many, man. You know. It says, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Yeah, man. So there's going to be a point in time in which all the tribes are going to come together, and they're going to squash their differences, man. As you see them gradually approaching, man. Some certain pockets of the United States, you had people in the uproar against Judah, or people in the uproar against Ephraim, dealing with the whole George Floyd movement and the destruction of neighborhoods, you know. But for the most part, they settled their differences and they came together, man. Because that's the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, man. To bring these people together, man. You know? Because what is he doing? He's building a great and exceeding army, man. But I'm going to continue. It says, but they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines. Which the Philistines are the African nation, the Hamites. Toward the west they shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom, which Edom is you so-called white people, man. You cave dwellers, you Caucasians, man. You know, which we refer to you as Edomites, your true identity, man. Which Esau, the so-called white man, he's the only person, the only group of people that try to hide their identity. They're the only group of people that don't have a true history, man. They're the only group of people that don't have a true culture, man. They're culture vultures, man. Everything that they do and everything, pretty much their mind processes is from other nations, man. Even to the point where they call themselves Aryan, a pure blood race. Which the Aryans were Elamites, man. They're East Indians, man. So that was something that was stolen from another nation that so-called white people adopted, man. Or swastika, which the swastika is nothing more but an East Indian sun symbol, man. That's another thing that they stole and adopted from another nation, man. You know, so nothing is original about the powers that be, man. They're actually the devils the Bible speaks about. Because when you break down that word devil, it means deceiver, man. That's what their power lies in, deception. You know? And that's how it always been, to deceive, man. Even to this day. They say one thing, oh, we're gonna try to have these agreements with you. And then when the next president comes in, they break those agreements because they knew all along that those agreements were gonna be broken, man. So the way that these nations operate now is like they're playing from term to term, man, because it's going to be something different next term, or they're going to back out of this agreement next term, or they're going to sign this agreement this term, but it's going to be null and void in a few years, man. And these other nations are seeing that, man. They're seeing that the whole setup of democracy is a joke, which America is not even a democratic republic. I mean, it's not even a democratic system, man. It's a republic system, man. You know, these presidents don't get elected, man. They're selected by the powers that be. You know, when you go out and vote, it does very little, man. If nobody voted, they're still going to get their guy in, man. Because when you go into the research, majority of these presidents, I believe, except two, were related to each other, man. Showing you that the system is rigged. This system is built to destroy you, which the word system means a pit, man. And you go into a pit for your destruction, man. You know? It says in Moab, so it's dealing with the confederacy of Esau, because the Moabites are the Chinese. So you can't put it past them that Esau and Moab are in cahoots together. That's why you got Donald Trump talking about the Kung Flu. Well, they already knew that they were going to push a disease out there. That's why you got Bill, and I think his wife's name is Melinda Gates. You know, they always been pushing about a plague that was coming to the world, man. You know, to wipe out X amount of number of people, which they already had that agenda going to Agenda 21, Agenda 30. They always had a plan to depopulate. They even put it out in the open in the Georgia Guidestones to reduce world population to never exceed 500 million people, man. So what better way to do it through wars, to do it through famine, to do it through disease, viruses? What better way to do it then? To reduce millions and millions, if not billions of people, man. Which they're trying to execute their plan, because hey, there's going to be a lot of death out here, man. Yeah, they're going to chip everybody. They're going to try to chip everybody, but hey, the majority of the people are going to die, man. According to the scriptures, man. You know? It says, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. Yeah, the children of Ammon is dealing with the Japanese, man. So even despite the fact that Esau didn't drop not Hiroshima, but Fat Boy and Little Boy on Hiroshima and Nagasaki after they already surrendered, you know, for nothing more than to test out their new weaponry in a war scenario, because that's what Esau likes to do, man. He likes to start certain wars just to test out different things, man. Just to test out certain weapons that create mass destruction. And I think 70,000 people or so died just from those bombs being dropped, man. Which Esau, he's going to set up more different terrorist attacks. More worse than what happened in 9/11 when I think 3,500 people died, man. You know, which even the COVID-19 has killed way more people than 9/11, man. Now the sitting total, I believe, is 120,000 United States deaths, man. More deaths than any other place in the world, man. Because the Most High hates this place, man. He's going to destroy it from off the face of the earth, man. That's what America's destiny is going to be, man. Regardless if you people believe it or not, man. You know? Continuing, it says, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it in the 7 streams, and make men go over dry shod. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that he came up out of the land of Egypt, man. You know? So going back to Colossians chapter 1, I'm gonna start at 11 again. It says, strengthened with all might according to his glorious power unto all patience and long suffering with joyfulness, giving thanks unto the Father, which have made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. Yeah, in knowledge, man. Because you got a lot of people, even these women, think that the Most High is dealing with them. They think that they're on the level, man. These so-called sisters, man, that are proud, you know. And when you really agitate that demon on them, and you talk about all the wickedness that women have done and how the Most High ain't dealing with them, then they try to reverse it and show their true feelings toward the men on the side, man, which they hate the men. They hate the men of Israel, man. You know? It says, who have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins. So with the blood of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, we have redemption. We have the forgiveness of sins, man. And we have all sinned, man. We all are worthy of death. Our righteousness is nothing but filthy rags, man. And that's mercy, man. Because even us, man, as being mortals or whatever on this side, when we look at filthy rags and we work at a 50 rags, if we work at a mechanic shop, or if you do janitorial work or sanitation cleaning, man, sometimes the rag is so filthy you just want to throw it away, man, and get a new one. But the Most High ain't throwing the elect of Israel away, even though they're that filthy rags that we would normally just get rid of, man. And that's mercy, man. You know? But continuing, it says, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature? For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth. So by him are all things created. Because when you go to Genesis, the first chapter, when you go into these different languages, more particularly Hebrew, the word God is pluralized, man. It's not singular, because the powers, the elect angels, they help Yahweh Shai create all things that you see, man. You know? It says, and they were created for him. It says, for by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him, you know? So that's something that we got to understand as being men and being followers of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The left-hand side and the right-hand side were created for him, man. You know? But you got a lot of people that believe that the Most High is all about love, man, which is so far from the truth, man. You know, they believe that the Son of the Most High is coming to bring peace, which he is, but he's going to bring destruction, because you're only going to get peace through war, man. And that's what people don't understand. That's the only way you're going to get peace in any type of scenarios, through war, man. You know? But going back to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10, says, finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and in the power of his might. And that's another thing, man. Who the world arrogantly calls Jesus Christ is not even his name, man. Jesus, the letter J, is only 500 years old, man. So you're calling on a different God, man. You're not calling on the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So the majority of the world, they call on Jesus Christ, as in their mind is depicted as a so-called white man, a guy that has clean leprosy, which is a curse, man. A guy that has long hair, which is a shame for a man to have long hair, man. You know, because what does that do? That causes confusion. You might see somebody walking down the street with long hair flowing in the wind, and it turns out to be a man. Especially in this society. That does nothing but cause confusion, man. You know? That's why we need to be delivered from this confused state, man. Everything about America is nothing but confusion, man. Even the fact that these women rule over men. They usurp authority over men. You even got women that go behind the pulpit and try to preach the word and prophesy as if they're men, man. Which there's no order. See, when you talk to these people about women need to know their place, or women shouldn't be preaching the Bible, what you're doing is you're instilling the fact that we're out of order, man. See, these people are prone to be out of order, especially these women, man. Because the Most High didn't impart into them the spirit of understanding. They don't understand, well, I don't They don't understand the fact that they don't know their place, man, in the scheme of things, man. That's why the Most High is rising. He's dealing with men to establish order, because we're the dominant spirit, man. And the woman is the feminine spirit, man, or minus, which means minus faith, man. You know, they don't have the same faith that we have. That's why you don't see women out here in numbers preaching the word on these street corners, man. You know, women are just like children, man. It's just the children that is matured enough to procreate with, man. You know, they act just like kids, man. They always want to have fun. They always nagging, crying about something. It's just like having a child, having a kid, man. And you got to treat them accordingly. You got to treat them and use wisdom when dealing with them, man. That's why a lot of men have fallen, because they gave their power onto the woman, man. They gave their mind onto these women, man. You know, and women are known to play games, to heartbreak, you know, to throw you away after they get done using you, to be a black widow, end up killing you, man. A lot of men have died because of women. Yeah, a lot of men have died because of these women. That's something I bring out almost every camp, because it's relevant, man. You know? It says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So we got to stand against the wiles of the devil. If I'm not mistaken, it means tricks. You know? We got to be able to stand against that. Which you just had Satan come, blowing the wind or whatever. You know, which that's all part of the fight, man. You got to deal with the elements. You got to deal with the principalities, man. Which these principalities were made for Yahweh Shai, man. And also, they're made to agitate us, man. They're made to tempt us. They're made to do certain things to make us more make us more sharp, man. You know, this is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant. So you got to be serious, man. So I speak to myself first and foremost. Everything that I preach, everything that I say is directed towards me before it's directed towards anyone else, man. So the scriptures are saying to be sober, to be serious-minded, man. Because you gotta recognize what time you're in, man. You know, you gotta discern the times, man. These times are dangerous, man. And they're gonna get worse and worse. You know? Just like last year, we were prophesying about something big happening in 2020. We were prophesying the fall of the financial markets. We were saying something, and now 2020 is here, and look at what it is now, man. And 2021 ain't gonna be nothing like 2020. It's gonna get worse, you know? That's why we gotta put our faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. We gotta be sober. We gotta be vigilant, man. We gotta watch. We're set up to be watchmen, man. You know? It says because your adversary, the devil. So we have an adversary, man. Not everybody's your friend, man. Not everybody is for you. There's people that are against you, man. There's spirits out there that are against you. Matter of fact, these people aren't really against you. It's the spirits that are on them that are against you, man. Whether they even be in this truth or not, you know? Because demons hop on brothers all the time too, man. You know? It says as a roaring lion walking about, seeking whom he may devour, man. And if you watch the Discovery Channel and you watch the Pride or whatever, that's the family setting in which they call a pack of lions as a pride. You see, when they're hungry, they're trying to hunt, man. And ain't nothing finna stop them, man, unless it's in some sort of mercy, you know, or a miracle from the Most High that animal escapes, you know. But for the most part, they're gonna capture they're gonna capture the kill, man. And that's the same way the devil is out here trying to capture the kill. He's trying to take souls, man. You know, the devil doesn't want you to be in the truth. The devil don't want you to have the mercy and the protection of the Heavenly Father and His Son, man. You know, the devil wants to destroy you. Continuing, it says, all right, man. Have a good day, bro. It says, as a roaring lion walking about, seeking whom he may devour, who resists steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. Yeah, so everything that us as individuals go through, there's another brother in the world that's going through the same thing, man. So we're not doing anything, we're not going through anything special, man. You know? We're not going through anything special because, hey, we're all going through the shit, man. Through the mud, man. You know, we're all going through the pressure. We're all being pressurized, man. We're all being made fine gold. We're all going through that fire, man. You know? But I'm going to continue. It says, but Yahweh Hashem Yahushai of grace, who have called us unto his eternal glory by Hamashiach Yahushai, which Christ, Hamashiach meaning the anointed, Yahushai, the real name, who the world enemy calls Jesus Christ. After that, you have suffered a while, so we're going to suffer, man. You know, because, hey, these churches, they teach you prosperity. They preach a prosperity doctrine. Oh, if you give to the church, you're going to get blessed sevenfold. You're going to do this. You're going to live the American dream. You're going to be happy, so on and so forth, which is far from the truth. When you come into the truth, you're going to suffer, man. You're going to catch hell, man. The world is going to be against you. Was it not Yahushua hated? They hated Yahushua, man. That's why they crucified him. How are you going to crucify somebody that's going around preaching love, man? Preaching a love doctrine, man. A love story. Which it is a love story, but it's only for the elect. The elect understand that story. The elect understand the song. They got the lyrics. They got the tune. They got the cadence, man. But these other people, they can't get it. They don't understand the song. So what? They don't understand it. They hate it, man. And they hate the ones that are singing it, man. And they hate the composer, man. It says, after that you have suffered a while, make you perfect, established, strengthened, settled. Yeah, this suffering is to make us perfect, man. You know, it's made to establish us. It's made to strengthen. You know, these people are going to be weak. They're not going to know what to do. They're not going to know how to maintain or how to cope with loss. But we already know what it's like to lose, man. We already know what it's like to take L's, man. But we're going to have the ultimate dub, man. The ultimate victory, man. You know, if we just keep this faith. It says, to him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Going back to Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. And that word principality is a hierarchy of demons, man. There's demonic spirits that are present in the world that hop on people, man. You know? And most of the times these people don't even understand that these are demons, man. That give them certain urges to do things contrary to the word or Yahweh outside the word of these scriptures, man. Or to have them think certain ways, to have them say certain things, man, that are contrary. Those are demons, man. You know? But only a man of wisdom, only a man that the Most High is dealing with, often can recognize those demons, man. You know, especially going through the experience of dealing with certain of those demons or seeing other brethren have those certain demons, man. You know, which you can get rid of them by, first and foremost, prayer, and then fasting, man, afflicting your body, man, to get rid of those certain demonic forces, man. It says, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. So we're trying to put on that, well, we're not trying, we're putting on that whole armor, man. These people ain't putting on no armor. They ain't got no sword sharper, man. You know, that's why they get cut, man. You got a guy that doesn't believe in the Messiah because he only believes in the Old Testament. He thinks that the New Testament was man-made, man, or inspired by the thoughts of men. So he doesn't believe in Yahushua. But then you read in certain scriptures like Proverbs the 30th chapter, and it shows you clearly that there's a father and then there's a son. What are their names if thou canst tell, man? Which cuts the whole ideology of there just being one God, man. And he's not going to have a creative spirit in which he created to take his steed, man. Which he put that same concept upon earth. So if you're a father, you have a son, you're going to give him your possessions. You're going to give him an inheritance, man. No different than the Heavenly Father giving his son a possession, giving his son an inheritance. The throne, man. You know? Oh. Verse 13, it says, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. So we're trying to do all to stand. We're trying to put in that work, man. Because faith without works is dead, man. You know? And that's what a lot of people don't realize, man. You can't just be a Facebook prophet, man. You got to be on these streets, man. Which, ever since the COVID, you got a lot of individuals, a lot of groups, they don't be on the streets anymore, man. They took it as an opportunity to, oh, we don't have to go out and preach no more, man. You know? That's what they took it as. So now these people are left without a preacher. You know, they're left without people telling them and teaching them the word, teaching them the right way, man. So now what is it doing? It's bringing out the true prophets. The true prophets are being brought to the forefront because they're out here week in and week out. And those prophets have to be none other than the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and all those that teach the same doctrine, man. You know? This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1. Now I, Paul, which people had a problem with Paul, man. Mainly because they don't have any spiritual discernment. They don't have the wisdom and knowledge to break down the things that he said, man. So therefore, they took offense in Paul, man. Which that's going to cause him to get put to death too, man. You know, these are certain stumbling blocks in which the Most High put out there to cause you people to stumble, man, upon the word, man. You know, because you got to believe in the scriptures with your whole heart, man. You just can't believe in 99% of it. You got to believe in 100% of it, man. You know, it's 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1. It says, now I, Paul, myself beseech you by the meekness and gentleness of a Mashiach. Now, just elaborating on the meekness of Yahushua, man. This is an individual that controlled legions of angels that could destroy the whole earth. One angel could destroy the whole planet, man. And he had control of the legions of them, man. With just one word, he could have had this whole place evaporated. One word. But what did he do? He washed his disciples' feet. He rode into the city on an ass, man. He was humble, man. He came with humility. And that's the first thing you got to do before you get honored. Before you get honored, is humility, man. You know, that's showing you his meekness. You know, he wasn't riding around in a Bugatti throwing money out of the car, man. He came in a bucket, man. Showing you that he was humble, even though all things belong to him. The universe, the planet, the people, the animals, the molecules, the chromosomes, everything belongs to him, man. when he came in meekness, and that's what we gotta exhibit. We gotta exhibit meekness, man. We gotta show that same meekness to the brotherhood, man, to our fellow brother, man. You know, it says, in gentleness of Hamashiach, who in presence and base among you, but being absent and bold toward you. But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence, wherewith I think to be bold against some which think of us as if we walked according to the flesh. Yeah, because some of us, some people think that we walk according to the flesh, man. But we don't. We walk according to the Spirit, man. You know? That's why you got all these false accusers. That's why you got all these slanderers. You know, that's why you got these people that hate the men of the Lord, man. And it expounds on that when it says in the scriptures, have I became your enemy because I tell you the truth, man. These people hate the truth. As much as they say, I want a people that don't tell no lies. I want a person that's going to tell me the truth, that's going to keep it 100. So on and so forth. But in all actuality, these people will kill you over the truth, man. You know? Verse 3 says, for though we walk in the flesh, yeah, we're in these bodies, man. These bodies are prone to, and designed to go off, man. They're not designed to be righteous. They're not designed to keep the law 100%, man. You know, they're designed to fail, man. If they weren't designed to fail, we wouldn't need new bodies and the laws to be written within us, man. There would be no need for that, you know? So there's no way that any of us could ever be perfect, man. Because I'm not perfect, but I'm striving to be. There's things that I got to clean up expediently, or when my boy T.I. says expeditiously, you know, before it's too late, man, because the doors of mercy are closing shut, man. This whole COVID-19 is a symbolization of the doors of mercy being closed shut, man. And here it is, you still got people bickering back and forth against concepts in the scriptures that are easy to understand, man. You know? It says, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Yeah, so the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, or not of the flesh, man. So you're not going to see us walking in platoons with assault rifles, with long guns, with sniper rifles, with marksman guns, man, with handguns, with shotguns, and shotgun shell, well, I forget the word, or shotgun shells where you have them in that little leather holding or whatever. You're not gonna see us with that, man, because we're waiting on Yahweh Shem Yahushua and those spiritual powers, man. Which that's something that the world can't fathom, man. That's gonna be something that the world will never fathom, men doing those extraordinary things in which is spoken about in the scriptures, man. You know. It says, but mighty through Yahweh Shem Yahushua to pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. You know? So those are certain things that you got to keep in mind, man. We're set up to do a job, man. You know? And nobody said that this job is going to be easy, man. You know, you're gonna suffer loss, man. You're gonna suffer heartbreak. You know, you're gonna suffer, man. You know, that's why it says if you come to serve the Lord, prepare yourself or prepare your soul for temptation, man. You know, because there's going to be a lot of setbacks. But still, as long as you keep pushing, man, As long as you keep fighting, as long as the Most High keeps the spirit on you to keep enduring, man. You know, can't nobody take you out of your how by Shin Shah's hand. I'm gonna switch